Hello my friends, Tetzner in the house. I have put together a few presentations and they're back to back honestly, but they're also interesting as the fryers are quite different. Only one of them, for example, has a rotisserie stick. That's when you can roast your chicken. And then the others are really cool, all in different ways. I hope you will enjoy it. Considering it was the first time, I did one hell of a job unboxing. Now have a look at this, how slick this is. Oh my goodness. So let me know, this is 10 liters, that's 10 quarts, right? I think that's the same thing. This is, by the way, another sticker that is on here. You thought I'm fast, but I'm not this fast. This is, oh, not more unboxing stuff to do. I love that. Yeah, that was a little tray. Nice. These guys are sneaky. This one was wrapped in, whatever. And this one, they have hidden. It was already in here. Ooh, sneaky. And this is actually called a fetch tool. Yeah, so you fetch stuff with it, more or less, right? Kidding aside, I'm really trying to put some value into this video. I'm sure you know by now how those buttons work. It's all intuitive anyway. So I noticed the light goes off eventually, and then you have to open it. So in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out how this rotisserie stick thing works. It's simple enough. This much I understand by now. Okay, and now the rest is between me and figuring out how this works. I assume you need to stick this into the chicken. There's 2 of them, and then that is going to turn, right? By rotating, by clicking that button. Okay, let me try to show you how this works so that those of you who have some anxiety around this, who have never done this before, can maybe lose it. So you can see this, this is mean stuff. It goes into the chicken's, I forgot what it's called. And then from the other side, it goes into the chicken as well. And then the chicken rotates, which is kind of cruel, but okay, back to the technical aspect. So as you can see, there is these squares. The stick obviously will go through these, right? And then there's also this screw. First you have to kind of screw it until the squares even become, if you know what I mean. So now now the stick will fit through here, and then after it's inside the chicken, you can kind of screw it back. I guess that's the idea. I think different rotisserie sticks have different, whatever they're called, attachments, I don't know. So, and then the idea is to stick it in. So now you saw the wonderful rotate button on the machine. This is actually cool. I mean, oh my goodness. Now, of course, it fell off. Okay, you're getting the idea. Let's assume it didn't fall off. And now you stick this through the chicken. These will end up, unfortunately, inside the chicken. But then again, the chicken is dead and maybe it won't care. And then, of course, you do the same on the other side. Okay, so let's say this is already inside the chicken now. It comes through on the other side. And now you just have to put it through here as well. Now that screw fell off as well. But no problem. After the camera is off, I will just take it again and put it back in there until it's tight. And then it's time for the chicken to roast. Enjoy your fryer. I've got my little ninja friend here. Shall I also tell you how amazing it is? Hip hip hooray. That I shall not do. I want to take a few moments to help you decide whether you need this or not, because this is really awesome, but it also has things that it can't do. So I wanted to discuss that and then give you my honest and always completely biased opinion, my opinionated opinion on what I think, and then you can make a choice based on what you think. Okay, let's talk about some of the negative things. First of all, it's relatively small, 4 quarts. It has the crisper plate in here. Okay, so it's not huge. That is one thing that you should absolutely know. So basically, in a moment, I think you can already, the plot is already starting to thicken. It depends a little bit on, is this going to be used for one or for two people? Is it because somebody thinks, well, I'm going to cook dinner like this every day now for my entire family? Or is this a mother with her little daughter? You know, I think that plays a certain role here, so you can let that percolate through your head and make a decision easier, okay? Is it somebody who maybe has the munchies once in a while? As you know, one of the benefits of these air fryers is that you don't need a ton of oil, right? Maybe you can sometimes use a tiny little bit of olive oil or whatever, but you can have, you know, everything oil free. And you can also, they're talking about that in their marketing, you know, with the dehydrate, you can prepare all kinds of, you know, little munchies and so on, get the water out and have these treats and these snacks. Air fry. Yeah, reheat, of course, you can reheat your pizza. That's awesome. You can roast and you can dehydrate. You cannot, for example, bake. That's also something that this thing cannot do. And then, of course, the problem is, well, the size might be a problem for some people. Then someone said it only has a 2-foot cord or a 2 feet cord. That's true, actually. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but after all, I'm just bringing this up because you are the boss and you decide. So, and then, yeah, so how do you combine different food groups? You know, when you only have one basket to prepare things in, well, you could, for example, do the broccoli the old-fashioned way on your stove and do something else in here, okay? So that means my grandmother wouldn't have objected to that. Okay, nowadays there are also machines that have, you know, enormous capacity down here and two temperatures at the same time, multi this and multi that. So that is, I think, what has gone through my head when I watched this. And also somebody was saying, let me show you a few things. So start, pause, and that's just air fry. That's what we're here to do, right? Somebody was complaining about the fact that it defaults to 390. I didn't understand that because now you can obviously change it, okay? And then you can also change the time here. And then if you want it, this is just, it's not so important, but if you press longer, then it'll go down to 1 really quick, okay? So somebody else, this is something that I wanted to object to. Somebody else found fault with the fact that after we are going to start frying now, and then once you pull this out, the unit will not power itself off. And there was somebody in the comments saying, you know, I don't like that. I like my old one better. It should switch itself off. I don't think so, because from having a look at different air fryers, every experienced chef or cook or mom or dad would once in a while pull this out and kind of see what's going on anyway, potentially toss things a little bit and see what's going on. So I don't think so. I think you can just put it back in, and then it's probably not too much work to power it off at some point yourself. You know, that's just my opinion. So this is it. We have talked about the negatives. The negatives, somewhat limited in size, somewhat limited when it comes to food groups and preparing things at the same time, right? So you would still have to, I don't know, do one food group on the oven, I guess. Everything can be done, of course, you know, even with a small frying pan, but it is a little bit limited when it comes to that. No baking button, and that's it. Practical. Let's come to the positive again and sum that up. Super practical. I mean, there's really nothing not to understand. Perfect if you're the right person. You're either a single, again, my honest and opinionated opinion, or maybe a mom with a daughter or 2 little kids, or just maybe a couple that have the munchies once in a while and that don't mind cooking together. You know, hey, you know, you put the fries in there and, you know, I'll do the broccoli on the oven or whatever. And then it'll be still completed more or less at the same time if you time it well. But of course, it's not like these super mega machines that can do more than this thing. So it's a great fit. So for the right person, I completely recommend it. I think it's actually a hit, but only for the right person and not for the wrong person. Okay. If you get one, enjoy it. Okay. It's a cool one. Did we actually start this? I completely forgot. Yeah, that is how I got on the wrong track. It does go down. It takes some of the power. It really goes from 100% to, let's say, 60, just as an example. But then it stays there, so it doesn't go off all the way. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at. Again, I recommend it for the right person. Take it easy and goodbye.